Hey peeps, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drusilla Shay. If you don't know already, we are kicking off yet another video on the color series. If you don't already know, I'm currently doing a series on my channel where I share with you all what kinds of colors to pair with another color. Usually I let y'all vote, and the first time around we went off with red. Second time, we went off with orange. This time around, we going yellow. That is what a majority of y'all have voted for me to cover in this month of October. If you are wondering what pairs well with yellow, I got you in this video. Before we get started in this video, I do have to say that for most of these color combinations, I'm most likely not going to be referring to the color neon yellow. There are going to be some times where I mention neon yellow, but for the most part, don't consider neon yellow in these color combinations unless I am actually specifically mentioning it. No shade to neon yellow, but I just wanted to make it clear what I am referring to when I talk about yellow. I'm talking more mid-tone yellows. I'm talking more darker yellows like mustards, not necessarily neon. Unless, like I said, I specifically mention it. So if you're interested, let's just go ahead and get into it. First things first, one of the colors that goes so effortlessly with yellow is gray. Yellow is already a color that stands out, and so gray brings a lot of nice balance to the yellow that already pops. It doesn't clash because obviously gray is a neutral. And so if you're wondering, what do I pair my yellow with? I don't want to go overboard. I don't want to do too much. Gray is definitely a great place to start. It does not have an overly done kind of look because, again, the gray is really neutral. If you're wondering where to start, gray would be my first suggestion.
Also, since gray is so neutral, it works really well with neon yellow.
Secondly, another unbeatable combo is yellow and brown. Brown is one of those colors that have like a nice warmth to it, and so does yellow. And so you have both of those warm tone colors coming together, and it's honestly a match made in heaven. Brown and yellow look so good. No matter what kind of shade of yellow you're choosing, no matter what kind of shade of brown you're putting together with it, it usually looks good. I don't know when it has looked tacky or distasteful. It's actually a really nice and sophisticated combination because although brown does have more of a neutral feel, it just brings that little je ne sais quoi. That's definitely a combination that you cannot go wrong with. Now, a color that yellow goes really well with is blue. At first, I was gonna say royal blue, and then I was gonna say navy blue, and then I was gonna say baby blue, and then I just realized yellow just looks good with blue in general. As long as you have a more neutral tones yellow and it's not something that's like neon, which is kind of hard to style, then I would say that yellow is going to go with most kinds of blue. You have yellow that goes awesome with light blue. Think about denim colors, for example. It goes really well with that, and even if it's not a denim fabric that you're wearing, it still goes really nice with, you know, a lighter blue. It gives off that really playful kind of feel. Then if you pair it with a darker kind of blue, it just gives off that more sophisticated, more fashionable kind of feel. It also does come off more bold, and so honestly, whichever way you go with the blues, it works out really well. Something else that goes awesome with yellow that is such a nice, bright, airy kind of look is yellow and white. Yellow is one of those colors that already have a lighter, more vibrant, colorful look. Then when you add white to it, it just brings this level of freshness to it. It's definitely giving spring vibes, definitely giving summer vibes. You can still wear it in other seasons, but it's super appropriate for those warmer months. Now, I'm specifically mentioning neon yellow here as well. Neon yellow does go well with white. So if you're wondering, what am I going to pair with my neon yellow piece? White is a safe option, so that's definitely a win. Another great pairing is yellow and olive green. Olive green is just one of those really beautiful colors that has that nice little warmth to it. It goes really nicely with yellow because they're not too far from the color scale when you talk about yellow and green. And I'm specifically mentioning olive green because that's a shade that's more on the neutral side versus another kind of green, which can start getting a little bit tricky. Not saying it doesn't go with another green. I will mention something else in this video. However, when it comes to greens, you do want to be careful with what shade you choose because it can start getting really colorful, very bright really fast. And if that's not really your style, that's not really your taste, then you really want to avoid that. Now, olive green is again one of those colors that actually works really well with neon yellow. Neon colors are not that easy to pair all the time, but when it comes to olive green, it's one of those things that can work well with a neon yellow. So keep that in mind. Coming in at number 6, we have yellow and dark burgundy. For a lot of you, when you think burgundy, you think a darker kind of color, more of like a wine color. But I wanted to stress dark burgundy because I don't want it to be confused with red. Yellow is already a standout color as it is, especially if you wear like a mustard kind of yellow, a rich tone yellow, a bright yellow. And so if you pair that now with red, cherry red, something of that kind, it's definitely going to be giving off ketchup and mustard vibes. And I don't want y'all walking around these streets looking like that. We don't need to be looking like big old condiment bottles. That's why I'm stressing dark burgundy. Now, dark burgundy is again one of those really nice rich tones. This combination of yellow and dark burgundy goes really well in the fall seasons because fall is definitely giving mustard, but it's also giving, you know, those darker, richer tones. The dark burgundy gives off this nice mature kind of taste while the yellow brings off this more youthful feel. And so it actually really balances each other out really well. Next up, I did mention that I was going to talk about another green, and that green is hunter green. Now, when I say hunter green, think about it being dark, okay, rich and just potent and saturated. That's the kind of green that we want to wear with our yellows, especially for the fall season. It's not limited to the fall season, but they do go really nicely together. And it's a nice way of bringing two colors together that don't clash. Another combination that I recommend is yellow and camel, or like a yellow and a khaki color. It's also wonderful for the fall season, the summer season, the winter, honestly any season, this color combination is a hit. Another color combination that I would recommend that isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea is yellow and pink. Now, I have to stress this. I'm not saying all yellows go with all pinks. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's obviously subjective, but for me, I don't think they always work well together. Sometimes yellow and pink can be a very strong, overwhelming combination. So to be on the safe side, what I recommend is a pale pink. I'm talking very light, you know, baby washed out pale pink. That combination actually works really nicely together. It is definitely more on the girly side. When you put those two colors together, it's giving very youthful vibes, okay? Very girly combination. It screams springtime, screams summertime. If you're a little bit unsure, go toward the pale side because that's where you are going to get a safer bet with that combination. Okay, so last but not least, with a big old giant caveat, is black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
There's a couple things I need to warn y'all about when it comes to black and yellow. Black and yellow are two very strong colors. You gotta be careful when you're pairing two really strong colors together. They can look stark when they're paired together, like too stark of a contrast. It can very easily give off bumblebee vibes, and you don't want that. I would recommend adding a third and lighter neutral, so yellow, black, and white, or yellow, black, and light gray. Something that is going to help transition those two stark colors, something that's going to help to bring them together. If you don't want to add a third color to the mix and you just want to wear black and yellow, then mixing the two would be safest if you use one as the dominant color and then you accessorize lightly with the other. So let's say I have a fully yellow dress. I can throw on, you know, a thin black belt, wear some black earrings, or take a black bag, wear it with black shoes. That is fine because it's way more different of a ratio. You have like way more yellow and a small bit of black, which helps to balance things out. You don't want them both taking up the same amount of space, and it can go vice versa. You can have a black outfit and do little pops of yellow. But when it comes to the yellow and the black in your outfit both being the star of the show, that's when it starts to become really tricky. So it's a combination that can work, but just know that there is a way to put it together that doesn't make it look so overwhelming. Alrighty, y'all, so that is it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, let me know by giving your girl a thumbs up. Do you like the color yellow? If you do, what do you like to pair it with? Let's go ahead and have a chat down below in the comments. And while you're there, please do not forget to join the family, okay? Press that red subscribe button and please turn on your bell notification button so that anytime I post, you'll be up to date. God bless you, and I'll catch y'all in my next video next Sunday. Deuces.